Good morning.
Good morning.
So what did we do last time?
Last time we got the roof on when it was sprinkling and then it rained. And then we got the house wrap on and then it rained a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more. And so now today is the first sunny day after that. It is super cold today and very windy. So I apologize if y'all can't hear us very well. But up next is putting the siding on the shed.
Yep. And what is our siding material?
So we got LP SmartSide shed siding. I think multi-use siding.
Multi-use project panel. It's really, It's LP, but it's not the SmartSide part of it. It's designed for chicken coops, dog houses, sheds. This is a shed, but we actually have structural OSB sheathing on there, so we can use this.
It doesn't give sheer strength, it says.
Yeah.
So we'll just go by that, and we already have OSB on there. So next up is to put that on. It's going to be a cold, sunny day as we put it on, and we'll see how much we can get done. But we better get going.
All right.
Hey guys, I just wanted to give a quick heads up for this video. Before we get to the actual siding, we have to do a lot of figuring and measuring to do for where we want the cedar skirt to sit on the building. Also, how will the furring strips work, discussing the trim, and a little about the overall color of the shed. So what you're going to see here is a lot of that before we get to putting the panels on.
Is there like a certain line you're heading?
Yep. Okay, we can see that. We're straight.
What is this for?
This is a laser level just to get level around the building. So last time when we put up the sheet, I'm just trying not to get blinded.
Yeah.
But, last time we put up the sheathing, we just put it up with a level, which is fine. But this, we could do that too, but we have a laser level, so why not use it? So,
okay.
And that way it wraps around the building nicely.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the layout of where our cedar strips are going to be, and that will determine where the seams are for our panels. So we need to be accurate.
Okay. Here, I'll try to take a video of this. I doubt it's going to show in the video, but if you can see it, it's the green line right there. The 3 feet that we're trying to get for this laser level, is it the pieces of wood we're actually going to have to cut slightly short of 3 feet, the cedar, because remember they have the dog ear at the top.
So the cedar, they're fence pieces because we're being economical. The cedar fence pieces that we're using for our siding, which is not it's not tongue and groove, it's not, board and batten, it's just straight up boards. They are actual fence pieces with a little dog ear at the top. That dog ear is 1 inch. So I was just going to cut the boards in half exactly. So it's a 6 foot board.
Right. But then that means the trim piece is going to go down at least half an inch past this.
Yeah, so that's
more.
1 inch at the top. So I'm cutting them in half. So some pieces will be exactly like 3 feet. The other pieces will also be 3 feet, but with a little 1 inch dog ear. So we have a trim piece that's going to go across the top, and we just have to make sure that laps over that and hides those dog ears.
Right, I was just making sure we're planning on that.
Yes, that's what we're planning on doing.
Okay.
Yep. And so that means we do have a little bit of wiggle room. The boards that we're going across are 5.5 inches for the top trim. So that could land anywhere in there. But I think we're going to go a little high with it because we need to make sure we have a little wiggle room farther up for our pieces, just the way the layout works.
Okay, so what we were just looking at here is the cedar. We had it at the 36-inch line, but it turns out that we could probably put it up to the 40-inch line and see more cedar.
Well, and because we are going to have a trim piece, one of these like down here.
Yeah.
So that means our 36-inch tall boards can be pushed up a little farther.
I think that's probably a good idea. That way we just see that much more cedar. I think it's a good look. So
we'll have little strips out of the cedar, and so we can space it away just for breathability.
Create furring strips.
Yep.
And we'll put furring strips at the top and the bottom as well.
Yeah, so it's not like...
Yeah, so that way it's flush.
Yep.
That should be good. So then other thing, while you had it there, how do you like it? So we were trying to decide on colors. How do you like it against the white versus the dark? Like, which do you prefer?
I don't know, honestly. Like, that looks really good.
I mean, I can tell you what I prefer. When I see this, the cedar over the white is okay. The cedar over the black is great
Okay.
to me. The line is barely visible over here.
Just barely. It's a stretch. Hopefully the accuracy is okay.
Yeah.
Let's try the other side. And I'm using the level to like verify that I am still level. As well as just being a straight edge, I'm also using it to make sure I'm actually level. Oh. It's nice that we can draw on this.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, what did you want to say about this?
Okay, I just want to say, so we've just been trying to figure out everything about everything for all of the like finished material, the cedar, because this suddenly comes to a head when you are about to put on your siding. You have to decide drip caps and other things that go in before you put the siding on. But the biggest thing is for the cedar, we didn't know if we wanted full width or do we want half width for all of the trim. So the first thing we have to do is actually cut one down so we can actually see what it looks like. Okay, there you go. So now we have 2 halves. They should be the exact same size. I don't know if you could hear that. I don't know if you could hear that when I was putting it through, but it was hitting the blade and then not hitting the blade. That means it wasn't actually a straight edge, just so you know.
It was like,
That lets you know about how straight these edges are. They're not really straight.
oh, from the manufacturer.
Yeah, when I just put it through to like just make sure they're the same width. This one here that I just cut on the edge, part of it hit the saw and part of it didn't, which means that it went in and out. Which is just why if you had a jointer, you could put it through a jointer and actually get it flat, but I don't. So this is gonna be close. Not finished work anyway. All right, so here we go. This size versus this size.
Okay, I mean, that's really chunky.
Here, I'll try to. I think this looks maybe better, but I'm not sure. I could be off on scale.
Yeah, let me,
You know?
I'll take a photo and see.
Okay, we can just do video. We'll watch it again. But so we have these cedar options. We have the thinner option and we have the wide option. So we're trying to do this. We ripped one down so we could see which one we actually prefer, the skinny or the wide, for all of the trim for the entire building, and which we prefer.
Except for the skirt. The skirt is going to be wide boards anyway. So
yeah. So we haven't told each other which one we prefer.
Uh-huh.
We got to write it down. Okay. I'm writing it down.
Wrote it down already.
Okay. On the count of 3, we're gonna show it to each other. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
5, 2, 3. Ha!
Wide.
We both like the wide. I was trying not to influence Anna at all. I'd be like, I know which one I prefer. Yeah. So the real kicker for me is that from the distance, like from the street, the wide you can see a lot better.
Okay.
And the skinny just looks too skinny too.
We're in agreement. Wide.
So wide. Yay. Okay, we're gonna go with wide. All right, we haven't put up a single piece of siding yet. Okay.
So here's your picture. We're on this side of the building.
Yeah, show me the picture. Okay.
So that's the picture. That's our weird layout. This piece right here under this window
Yes.
is a regular, boring old rectangle. It's going down to your filler piece and up to the edge, the bottom of the window edge. And then A, between the windows, have all 4 corners notched out. And then G and G are just rectangles.
So after all of that,
Yep.
we're now drawing where the LP side goes.
Yes.
How long has it been since we first drew that first line?
Who knows? Hours, for sure. But we had a lot of decisions to make.
We had a lot of decisions, so now we made decisions.
So this project board, we'll see how it goes. It is super warpy. I think it'll be okay once we attach it to the building, but it's going to be a beast to cut because it's all super warpy. I'm just priming the edges so in case it does see water, which hopefully it doesn't, it's not absorby like a sponge. You do this with fiber cement siding too.
This is exterior primer.
Yeah, this is kills everything primer. It's like good for wood and masonry and all sorts of stuff. It does make it a little bit of a mess when you're going to install it because you prime it, you cut it, and then you prime it, and you immediately want to install it, so it's a little bit wet.
Yeah, you get it all over your hand.
Yeah, you get it all over the place, so.
Okay, so what are you doing? Showing where the window is?
Yeah, just showing where the window is. Normally you would have the window installed and this would just be folded back already.
But we don't know when we're going to get glass in.
Yeah, we don't have our glass, so
So we're just going to leave it. This way water doesn't go like pouring in with sideways rain or whatever we get in the next few weeks. All right, so what are we going to do next?
We're going to try to struggle to get to these pieces of siding that we put here because if we have all our plants in the shed, this is only part of it. We had to make a path.
Yeah, we made a path here. It was more full.
And that's just because these have leafed out. They're just going to get zapped. Normally they'd be fine.
Getting down to 29 tonight. So.
They're fine if they weren't leafing out, but they are. So we've got to get to these panels for you to cut these while I'm still measuring some stuff on the other side.
Here's our overly complicated cut plan for all the siding.
Do that again.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I know. Like, these are kind of awful. It gives me, like, more respect for real construction material. Because this stuff is so not rigid at all.
I mean, I noticed that the other panels, the other LP panels did that too, though. Like the other normal ones.
Well, I don't know. I mean, OSB doesn't do this. Simpler obviously doesn't because it's...
The regular LP panels didn't really look much larger.
They were thicker than this.
Not much. Surprisingly little.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly
Well,
small.
I'm still happy about this being a wood product rather than fiber cement and all that mess, so...
I'm going to cut this across that way. Then we put the thing on. And then I think, other than the E, I got to cut that other little E.
Yep.
Then we have everything for the first course all the way around the hell.
I need to paint all the edges of these. So here are my panels that I'm painting. There's some over there.
What are you doing?
I am priming the edges of all these boards and hoping that this will dry before we have to install them. It's super cold, and I don't know what the drying temperature range is for this primer. So that's usually something that we don't have to worry about at all. It's usually blazingly hot outside.
Right. But today it's like at least below 40. The low tonight is 29.
Right.
So we're bringing everything into the shed, already using it like a shed.
Yes, bringing in all the plants.
We already have one installed. We're going to the line we already drew. Yeah.
Who installed this one before this one?
Yes. Never mind. We're going to install the other one first. Yeah, I'll take you over there. It's a little wet still.
Okay.
We did that up high?
Yes, yeah, I'm good.
All right. Hey, so how's everything going?
Going great.
So we have the first row, not the second row, but the first row of boards on.
Row 0,
Yeah, because that's cedar.
1/3 complete.
All right. It is super cold. We need to start putting stuff up.
Cold, yeah.
So, all right, back.
Bye.